Good morning, December 23rd, 2012. I would like to say a few words about God and money and church, as I have been studying these things for over 30 years, and I actually wrote a manuscript in 1989 about it, which I still have unpublished, because I just felt the church wasn't ready for it at the time. I had reached the pinnacle of reading the New Testament 50 times between 1982 and 1989. And since then in my studies, I have just am further convinced every day. It's clearer and clearer and clearer, like adjusting a kaleidoscope, as to those things which I believe. Last night I had a dream which was from the Lord, and we'll read about that in a minute from Job 33. There was a church. It seemed like it was on an island, and as I was walking up to this church, this really long church building, the ocean was there. It was kind of a clear blue ocean, and it was up a couple of feet, and it was around the front doors. You had to take your shoes off and roll up your pant legs and walk through the water about 8 or 10 inches to get up into the church. And I believe that water signifies the lies that circulate around God and money and church and all of those things. I believe that the average person who would love to have something to do with God, to have God in their lives and Jesus Christ, I believe they're kept back by the lies about money, because they feel like they'll be pressured, which of course they are pressured. And on my website, www.gospeltoeverynation.org, there's quite a long summary, a couple of pages long, that I've typed up, that you can read about these things for yourself and make your own judgment call. And now let us go to Job 33, 14 through 18, which Michael Savage allowed me to read on his radio show some years back. Job 33, 14 through 18. For God speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. Now I went upon the mountaintop in June of '82 with the King James Bible, and there was a lot going on in my life at that time, and I stayed upon that mountaintop for 3 weeks, and I read every word in that Bible cover to cover. And so God gave me a good overview of His Word, and after that I began going to some of the most powerful mainline Christian churches in the San Francisco Bay Area, and met and knew the pastors, and they basically offered to send me to their college and seminary and get me going to the mission field. But at the end of the day, I prayed about it, and I realized that I would have to say what they were saying as opposed to what I believed God was saying and what God wanted me to say. And so I have suffered very much because of that, and yet I have not wavered, nor shall I ever waver from those things I believe in. I believe that the tithe takers, they get brought up into it, taught by man, as opposed to being taught on the mountaintop like I was. They're taught by man, and so they say it, and they're just afraid to humble themselves and to admit that they were wrong, so they go ahead and propagate the lie, and then as they get older and die off, their sons propagate the lie, and it's a vicious cycle. And the only way that it can be stopped or will be stopped is by men like me with the guts and the courage to stand up to speak for that which is right. Thank you.